want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience.
Welcome everybody to Midnight Mindset. This episode of Midnight Mindset is sponsored by Dubby and also a very wrestling Christmas album, which I will probably bring up later. Anyways, I am joined today by my good friend Ace the Space Boy. He's gonna go ahead and plug his stuff so I don't have to do it.
I mean, I don't have any stuff to plug right now, but go to my SoundCloud, Ace the Space Boy. There's some stuff on there. But I'm a little busy. I got stuff cooking. It's coming. I promise. Eventually.
And fun fact, I've never seen him without that mask. He could be a fake man. He could be an alien.
I am totally real. 100%.
But anyways, I thought we used to have this old tradition with several podcasts that we've tried to attempt to do like a Thanksgiving episode. But obviously this is a wrestling podcast and it doesn't really fit. So I don't care. We're going to do it anyways. So this is going to be like my Thanksgiving episode with Ace here, who doesn't really watch. He does it. He does not watch wrestling. He doesn't know about it. But I think that's going to be an adventure in itself. So we're going to spend the first part of this talking about wrestling. But then after that, it's kind of a free for all at that point. So you can go ahead and skip or whatever, do what you want. But we're going to start off. We're going to find out who's going to win these matches at Survivor Series, which is tomorrow. So I'm going to ask you who you think is going to win these matches, and I'm going to 100% believe it with your vast knowledge, okay? Okay.
Hold on. I think we should preface this all by saying I probably don't know who any of these people are.
Oh, yeah. Because he does not, he doesn't know anything. So, and I think this is what's... I think we need that unbiased view. We need that unbiased view to figure out who's going to win. This is important. Okay, so for the United States Championship, we have LA Knight defending his championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. Who you got?
He's going to lose. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to kick his ass.
That is actually my pick too, so that is good. Also, kind of unrelated. If you want to see my official picks, I usually do it on this podcast, but I did it over on my second channel, King Carvin, so you can go and see that video there. It's up right now. And please go watch. Anyways, next up, for the Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker defends against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Who you got?
I feel like Mr. Braun Breaker will hold it out on that one.
Man, you got it.
Like a sturdy dude.
You got it.
Like a sturdy dude.
I think you know what you're doing. These are actually good picks. Okay, so this one's gonna be kind of hard for you to probably hard to remember the people involved. So the women's War Games match is a 5-on-5 match, right? We're gonna preface the team. This first team we're gonna say the good guy team, okay? So it's Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Io Sky and Bayley versus the bad guy team, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Who's gonna win, good guy or bad guy? Or lady?
Oh man, I feel like I've heard some of the names on the good guy team before. I've never heard any of the names on the bad guy team. So I'm going to go with the bad guy team because that would make things a little more interesting, I think. I guarantee you, most likely, it's probably the good guy team that's going to win, but the bad guy team would make more interesting. So,
and I know you have no idea what this means, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Do we get a Tiffany Stratton cash in tonight?
Absolutely.
And is it going to be on Nia Jax or Liv Morgan?
Liv Morgan.
I'm writing all these down too, so I'm gonna have to like I don't know what a punishment should be if you get all these wrong or whatever.
What if I get them all right?
I don't know. You might, honestly. So far, you're doing pretty good.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it, bro.
Okay, for the World Heavyweight Championship, we have Gunther defending his championship against Damian Priest.
Sorry, fucking Gunther?
Yeah.
Ah, man. Gunther's kind of a hard name. I'm going to go with Gunther.
Okay. I agree with that. Okay. So, we got another War Games match. This is the men's War Games match. So, the good Bloodline team is Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk against the bad Bloodline team, which is Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. Who you got?
Okay. I feel like the good guy team's going to win that one for sure.
That's what I think too. And this match has not been announced, but I kind of think that it's going to happen. Well, I guess when you're watching this is not actually live, so SmackDown has happened right before this, even though I've never seen it. So it might be announced today, but as far as I know, it has not been announced. But if we get a match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, who wins?
Cody Rhodes.
Okay. I think, surprisingly, I mean, I guess it's 50-50 for almost all of these but one. You did a really good job. I think that's what's going to happen.
Really? I hope so. I'm a little bit of, hey, maybe.
I'm pretty happy with that. I think you did a great job there. We did, moving on to, I'm not thinking straight. The Theme Song Hall of Fame for this week. I did a pick, and Ace here did a pick as well. So, for the second ever induction into the Theme Song Hall of Fame, we have the Four Horsemen theme, picked by Ace, which I thought it'd be fun to let you do it, because I'm like, well, you don't have that emotional attachment to the people involved, where it's like,
I don't know.
So, I mean, some people will pick and based off the feeling of that person. So you strictly, not strategically, that's not the right word, strictly picked based on the music that you like. And I appreciate, it's a nice theme to have there. And I picked, I forget the name of it. I didn't write it down in the doc yet. I'm really not prepared today. I don't know if it's the Nasty Boys theme. I don't know if it's, Nasty Sensation, which it's not a very popular theme. I mean, I heard it for the first time recently, but you gotta listen to it. It's kind of a banger.
It's absolutely wild.
I think the Nasty Boys themselves are actually singing it, which is crazy, because those two men are not people I imagine singing anything. So that is the Hall of Fame. Nothing really too special, but there's that. I want to talk about one thing too that is like a big news story. You don't really have to pitch in too much. I just kind of want to get it off my chest here. But recently in the news, like the big thing, because I don't want to go into too much news today, but the news came up. So Ricky Starks has not been on TV in a very long time in AEW. He recently was on the Chris Van Vliet's podcast doing an interview, and he basically said, when he asked the question of why he's not on TV, he's like, I don't know. And Ricky Starks is hugely popular, so there's really no reason why they wouldn't want to use him. But he says in this interview that he's starting to do indie shows, because obviously he's got to get his name out there. He's not being used by the company that hires him. And then not that much longer, Tony Khan, owner of AEW, restricts him from taking indie dates now. So now he's working at this place that does not give him exposure, and also is now not allowed to actually go anywhere else. And if I get exclusivity, it's fine. Like, I get being exclusive, but they just aren't using him. He's literally like in the trash, and he's super popular. He's done so many things for them. I mean, literally, he was Sting's first match back, which was a huge deal. And I don't know why they just dropped the ball on him so much. Now, obviously, everyone wants to see him go to WWE, and that's probably part of it. But I really hate. It really bothers me that this is how things have been going with Tony Khan, because the whole point of AEW was supposed to be an alternative to WWE at that time in the 2019 era, when this is the most 2019 Vince McMahon move that could have happened. Literally, it's ridiculous, and I think it's very hypocritical on his part. And it's the same thing that it frustrates me the same way that what he's doing to Ray Phoenix, making Phoenix extending his contract without his consent because he was injured. He was injured on company with the company. He got injured and was out because of it, and they forced him to extend his contract to stay because it was pretty much a given that he was leaving because they've been treating him poorly. It really frustrates me, and that's like, I really try, because I think it is obviously better for wrestling as a whole to have another major company. I mean, obviously we see that because, I mean, WWE is really good right now. The competition helps, but it's really messed up, and it just seems evil. It's the same problems that Vince had, that when everyone was complaining about in the first place, why people wanted AEW to exist, because everyone was so tired of people acting like this. But now it's like we have another detached from life billionaire owner, I think, of not even his own money, his dad's money, where, like, and to compare, that's different from the WWE story, because, I mean, Vince kind of got detached as old, but I mean, Vince came from nothing. He earned that money himself. Triple H was a wrestler. He wasn't a millionaire and everything. Now, obviously, he is, but I just think Tony Khan's really detached, and he doesn't know what he's doing. It's really frustrating, and I think overall it's going to be bad for wrestling. And I know anything bad about AEW is basically saying anything bad about them is an invitation for people to come attack you. But I think it's really annoying and frustrating that he's the way he is, especially because of how AEW started in the first place, what it was supposed to be. But I just want to get that out there because I was really upset when I saw that news. Hey, guess what I got?
What you got?
It's Dubby. What's Dubby? Dubby's a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. They also have no maltodextrin filters and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, and a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. If you're interested, go to dubby.gg and use code MindsetTW for 10% off. It's a perfect gift for Christmas for that sleepy friend of yours, or that gamer in your life, or even your grandma. Unless she has a heart condition that prevents her from drinking energy drinks. In that case, make sure she confirms with her doctor that she can drink energy drinks. But if she can, make sure she uses code MindsetTW at checkout. That's MindsetTW at dubby.gg. Thank you. That is pretty much what we got for the wrestling topic. I just wanted to get some stager stuff out of the way. Some of the usual business out of the way. So how have you been?
Me? Oh my god. Exhausted, man. I know I said I haven't been working on much. But obviously, I've been busy with some school stuff, and that's grueling. I've got a huge test coming up, and it's killing me. But overall, I'm super excited because after that test, I'm done with school. So that's a great feeling, but also scary because it's a very, very difficult test. But what about you?
Well,
I haven't talked to you in so long.
I know, that's why I wanted to do this. It was more of a selfish reason than it was an episode of a podcast. But I've been doing pretty good. I have been stockpiling videos and stuff. That's why I've been streaming a little bit more. I can't say a lot, but streaming a little bit more. I got trying to get through the holiday season of getting videos and stuff done. Got the new local to global series. Hopefully people enjoy that. Started trying to do things on the second channel. I've been trying to work real hard on getting everything going here. My goal to get to 500 by the end of the year, of course, did not happen, but 2026, by the end of 2026, we will have 500 subscribers.
2026?
2025, my bad. I mean, hopefully by 2026 we have them too, if my goal is by the end of the year. Hopefully we have a lot more.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so basically, a podcast with the two of us usually just revolves around music, so if that's not your thing, no worries. But that's probably what we're going to be talking about forever. Mainly, like, the major thing that happened in the music world is the new album by Kendrick Lamar, which I gotta ask you, so before we really get into it, do you think that this is actually like the official album, or do you think there's another one coming? Because
is this a theory?
yes, and I believe it too.
Huh.
So
that's super interesting. I do think this feels like an appetizer for more shit, right? Like, I feel like he's come back. Yeah, like he fell off the face of the earth for a while, and then he's back. But
so what my thought when I first heard it, I'm like, this is good, but it feels like all of these songs were made post beef. Like, something about it just makes me feel like all these songs were recently done, and I'm like, there's no way that these are the songs he's spent 2 years working on.
Yeah, I feel like maybe not every single song, for sure. I definitely feel like the majority of the songs were made post beef.
I mean, yeah,
but I feel like the really good ones he just had around and didn't know what to do with.
It's hard to tell though, because look at Not Like Us. That's like an all-timer song. He did that in like a day.
That's so true. That's so true. But I mean that to say there's some that are clearly meant to fit the project.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are clearly meant for him. Oh, this is shit he's been having to get off his chest.
Yeah, it's like,
it feels like, you know what I mean?
It's like really personal R&B, and then it's like just chaotic, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just crazy Kendrick.
Yeah.
It's like weird. It's a weird mix. So I don't know if he planned on it being more of like an R&B album, but then the beef happened and he's like, well, now I'm just mad and I'm angry.
I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah.
But so the thing is I don't want to go through and find all this stuff, but the reason why there's this whole thing about that we think that this is not gonna be the album, because all of the features in some sort of way have been like hinting at, oh, there's more coming up next. There's like, he himself hasn't like said anything, but all of the like features are like just dropping little hints that like this is the beginning, like more to come and stuff like that. Like it and with me having my opinion on it, I'm like, this doesn't feel like this is really it just doesn't feel like the album. Like, it's good, and this is better than probably most people's discographies, but this is Kendrick Lamar we're talking about. This doesn't feel like the album.
Yeah, no, that's true. I will give you that. I feel like this is more akin to some of his like super early projects. Just like I feel like this is a mixtape. It does feel like a mixtape, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what that was the impression I got when I was listening to it. The first thing that came to my mind was it feels like Section 80, like it was calm, but I don't know. It wasn't. It didn't seem like Section 80 was very lyrical, but this one didn't feel super lyrical. It just seemed kind of poppy and fun. But there are some definitely very.
I would argue they're
like Reincarnated, for example.
Yeah, Reincarnated is crazy. Man in the Garden is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
but there's also Peekaboo. That's the thing.
yeah, but yeah. So
Like
I mean, I will say it does feel like an album implying that there is some more that he wants to speak upon. Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's especially evident in A Heart Part 6 because, like, you know, that's what he does before every big album.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's like the big thing, too, is like Heart Part 6 is on this album. That's not usually how he does things. And
yeah.
And this is obvious. This is Kendrick, so there's usually something else going on. Like things are never just what it looks like.
And it does feel like, it also really does feel like he's got this West Coast like story he wants to tell, right? Like
I thought it was really cool because if you look at the artists, because all these artists are like they have a couple thousand plays. Like they may have one really popular song, but he clearly is just getting a bunch of like low key Cali rappers, which is really cool.
It's sick.
So, and I wonder if maybe on the next album we're gonna get bigger features, and this was just kind of a way to get more people involved. Obviously, we got SZA though, which
but I mean that's like you know
what?
That's not too surprising.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying like she's a huge name, but everyone else though is not. Awesome. And Roddy Ricch is there, but he has got such a small part. But yeah, that's overall though. I mean, there's not a bad song. Even the ones that people complain about, I've seen people complain about "Hey Now." People like I saw a video that upset me. It's like Kendrick Lamar drops the worst song ever, and it shows a guy like dancing really into it. And the song was "Hey Now," and I'm like, "Hey Now it's pretty good." People just hating.
So, I also think like there's a huge crowd that is vehemently against Kendrick Lamar.
That's true. I honestly kind of forgot about that.
Right. So
I wasn't thinking about that.
This is a mixture of people who are Drake fans, people who just don't understand.
God, Drake fans are furious right now.
Oh my God, they're losing their mind, and Drake's losing his mind too, man. He was like, "Oh my God, yeah, I can't even." Bro's coming up with some conspiracy theories.
And Drake is. You see that Drake's suing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bro came up with some conspiracy theories about their aired record label boosting.
And the crazy thing, the thing is that he's not even suing over the fact that Kendrick Lamar called him a pedophile, which is insane.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
If you ask me, the fact that he's suing over what he's suing over makes him seem a little guilty of the other thing.
See, he's guilty.
Because
he is 100% guilty, bro.
Because if I was called a pedophile,
bro, kissing 17-year-olds on stage, bro.
If I was called a pedophile and I am not a pedophile and I was not a pedophile, I would not sue about something else because that makes me look guilty. I would be suing over that accusation first. That's the most important one. But yeah, that's
he did. I do think he brought up another suit or whatever stage it is in right now about how UMG pushed a song that or let a song through that accused him of being a pedophile. Right, so he is pushing against that, but the fact that he's not going after. Here's the thing: the big kicker is that he's not going after Kendrick at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
He's going after the label. Like,
yeah, that's the thing is because that's what I'm saying. He would have because he could have went against Kendrick, which would have got Kendrick like really took Kendrick out legally, and then I can't think of my words, which because of what happens with Kendrick would definitely have affected that song, like the licensing of the song, whatever, and that song would have been taken down for sure. He should have if this was the issue, he should have went after Kendrick.
I don't know. I feel like
Or just sue both.
Theoretically, he throws enough money at it, right? I feel like he throws enough money at it. Yeah, he can probably go that route and sue Kendrick. But that is a career-ending choice because what you just did to rap and rap beef, like you're now taking that into the legal court, and no one's allowed to beef with anybody else ever again. That's like he'll actually become hated by the whole rap community forever for that.
I don't think it's any different than with him going after UMG though, because I guess
this way.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think this way it is less about the beef and more about like some kind of like I said, it's some kind of fucking conspiracy against him that it was that viral. You know what I mean? Like he's spinning it in a way that since he's not going after Kendrick himself, like it's not. He's trying to make it not that serious, but still take down the song, right?
Yeah.
He's scared of Kendrick. He's scared. He's terrified.
Which he should be. God, he deserves it though. He deserves to be scared. But I probably what he's thinking because he wants the song taken down, and he also, I think he wants to try to scare people away from attacking him as much as possible without really saying "don't attack me," because he doesn't want the artists to think about it differently. He wants the labels to be like, oh well, now we can't release this diss track because we don't want to get sued. So he's scaring the labels more than he's scaring the artists, which I guess is smarter because the community.
Yeah, and then
would look bad. It would look a lot worse for him against the community, but I think people are also not dumb, and they know what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, but also people aren't dumb, but no one's gonna be that mad at you for suing a label because nobody likes labels. They're
That's
always
true.
a bad guy.
That is true.
Versus if he went after the actual good guy, then he becomes the bad guy. You know?
God,
Now
imagine
he just looks like a dumbass.
Man, I just kind of weird. It would have been a fun world if he did sue Kendrick, because there's no way he's got anything actually on him.
Not a damn thing, bro. Oh man.
But yeah,
I guess. I mean, theoretically for defamation, right?
Yeah, but then he didn't, so that's what.
The shit is provably true. Like,
I mean, it's probably hard. That probably is hard because there literally is footage of him kissing a 17-year-old. So it's like,
yeah, literally.
There's like, well,
it's a lot easier for him to scare the label into taking down the song than it is for him to freaking actually go through court in a lawsuit and a whole shebang and actually be looked at like that. Shit would be golden though. That would be the most entertaining shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it better be live streamed. That shit would be the most popular case ever.
But no, he doesn't want to do that. Which I wouldn't either. Shit. That's scary.
I
think bro has enough money. Why doesn't he just go off somewhere and hide? Like he doesn't have to do nothing for the rest of his life.
Drake is like a fucking. I don't know. I don't really.
An egomaniac?
I really don't understand what he's doing. Like, I don't know if it's probably best to say it because I stream on Kick, but No one watches these anyways. So the shit he does with Steak is kind of crazy too. Like
Oh my God.
he literally gambles on streams and stuff and gets paid by them. Like why? Why does he need the money? And why does he need the money? And also maybe if he's getting all this other income from outside sources, why don't you just take a break and drop a good album? Like take some time off like as much as I think Drake is terrible and whatever, but he could make some good music. Just like work on an album for a couple of years. Don't do an album every couple months. He's got the money.
I genuinely do not know if he is capable of making a decent album anymore.
Probably not.
Maybe give him the time to do it. Maybe he can, but I just don't think. First of all, I don't think his heart has ever been really in it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the early days, right? But second of all, he's just like he's washed up, man. He's washed up, and nobody wants to. And I feel like most of his music nowadays is built off of other motherfuckers' backs. Come after me, Drake fans. I really do not give a fuck. And nobody's gonna want to work with him anymore, right?
He's so popular though. It's insane.
Yeah. I don't.
I guess it's the issue of some people just don't really care about quality. Like normally
yeah.
I can say I can see the appeal. It's not for me, but I can tell that it's good. Drake, it's not.
Oh, that's the thing. I've been thinking about a lot lately, is that just pop music in general is so like oversaturated that I think there really is this easy listening thing that gets people paid and fucking listening and caring about shit that has no substance, right? But like, I don't know if you heard about this Katy Perry shit that came out recently, and everybody was like, they finally realized that she ain't got no soul.
You talking about her music itself, or something personal about her?
Her music.
Yeah,
Her music.
it's bland as hell and dog shit.
Right, but the thing about it is, it's just the exact same music she's always made. Always.
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that.
For the most part, if you look at it, so I will say there was a little more heart in it before, and she's kind of just faking that now. But if you go back and listen to the content and the vibe, the content and the vibe of that music is the same music. It's the same. It's just a completely different time where it just does not fit in as well, first of all. Second of all, you can tell that now she's just ran out of money or something. Because, yeah, but point being, I do think nowadays it's gotten a lot better because people can choose what they listen to. Versus on the radio, you just play what's being played, right? I do think there is that, but I do think just the oversaturation has made there's so many songs out there that are just pop music that just and I will say I love some of this pop music sometimes. I will be jamming to it. My little white girl playlist, I'll be jamming to it. But some of the songs just are easy listening, right? Easy to sing along to, right? And it's not like you can't compare it to something like the music that Kendrick Lamar makes, right? Like, he also makes stuff that's easy to listen to sometimes, but it's still like an art piece. I feel like a lot of music has lost that art pieciness.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just an opinion, and maybe I'm crazy.
No, I've been thinking the same thing, and it seems like it's like a low hanging fruit, something easy to say, but it's it's genuinely like I think you can definitely tell it's different from like it's even different from like a few years ago where you could tell like this person is very corporate. It's not even that anymore. It's like this person just is just saying keywords and stuff, and that's a song. It's worse than corporate.
What made me realize that too. Part of what made me realize that too is fucking TikTok, man. Because that's the other form of it. Is damn TikTok. They're like, ooh, I got this catchy hook with these bland ass words that's gonna go viral, and sometimes it does, and then you get fucking ABCDFG shit, and like, yeah, it's soulless music to me. Maybe I'm like back in the day, I would have jammed to it. I'm sure some of it, right? There's one good song that I don't know if I can listen to it anymore now, but I listened to it all the time back in the day. Maybe are you down? Like that's not so.
I'll be honest. You'll catch me listening to that every once in a while. Still, I love this
that song. I love that song.
But I get it. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too. Is we're here. That's the thing, though. We're here criticizing like this kind of music, but even us will still listen to it. That's the problem.
Yeah. It's very, very listenable music, right?
Like that's the thing, and I've had that a lot. I've honestly had that a lot where I'll listen to a song and it bothers me. Like this song morally just makes me upset, but I listen to it. It's stuck in my head. It's crazy. And maybe
also part of it.
Maybe I'm bitter. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah. I think part of it for me really has also become that I just don't have enough time to like spend listening to as much music as I used to. And so when a song comes on that feels like nothing to me, I'm like, why am I listening to this? Right? When you have so much shit to do, and you're like, productivity brain, you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? With like, I can't spend time listening to this. Not to sound rude, worthless ass song. When I could be listening to something more with more substance. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the problem too with streaming. It's like it's crazy to think about because there's so much more music than ever. So it's like it's easier to get played, but also there's so much more stuff available that like you can't waste anyone's time because they'll just go to something better.
That's very
but also at the other end of it, they're wasting people's time, but it's catchy as heck. Catchy as hell. I don't want to say catchy as heck there.
Yeah.
Censored myself, but it's sketchy as hell. Sketchy. Catchy as hell. And that's also frustrating. But
yeah.
But I get it. I mean, we can ultimately say that it feels like this. If we're gonna say anything, I think the problem is that people are. It's just soulless, and it's just what's popular these days, and it's frustrating. I think there's some good pop music, and it's not necessarily like it's not necessarily like creative and inventive, but you can tell that they're doing it passionately. They're having fun. I think the best example is like the two most recent songs that Bruno Mars did with Rose. Is it Rose? And then Lady Gaga. Those two songs. First of all, very different perspective, very different emotions and everything. But like you could tell that everyone involved were just putting so much passion into it, and it's nothing like advanced. Like both songs are pretty basic messages, but they're just so fun to listen to.
I really think that Bruno Mars has always hit on the head, making that good music for like. I think he's having a ton of fun, and you can tell, or he's just singing his part out. He's singing his little Bruno Mars part out.
I think him and The Weeknd are both similar in that sense. Yeah, where it's like they found the good mix of being poppy and popular, but also really being like still trying to be inventive or whatever. And is that a word? Inventive? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Inventive?
Like he's trying
Inventive?
to improve the music
Yeah.
community. Inventive. I don't know if that's a word, but I keep saying it.
Inventive is a good word. I think. You can't ask me about
Inventive.
words.
It is a
right
word.
now
It
because-
is. I was right, and
told you.
it's the correct definition too. I got it. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I've been studying a couple languages recently, and my English has been messy because of it. But yeah, inventive is a word. But
Yeah, what were we talking about? I saw you.
I got lost.
I could tell you were just losing it now.
No, but in general, so I do think there is a lot of really passionate people still making really, really good music, right? And I think there's more of those people than ever sometimes, right? Especially because we do get the choice of what we listen to. But I also think there's an aspect of our lives that is just, and this is a whole social media thing, TikTok thing, YouTube Shorts thing, all that shit that is just meant to eat your time, right? And meant to just turn your brain off. And that's what makes that good, easy listening shit successful, right? Like when you are driving the car, you don't want your thoughts going. That's why you listen to this easy listening music. You know
The
what I mean?
last thing I want to do is hear my own thoughts.
Exactly. So like, it's easy to listen to music, really, and then next thing you know, your whole playlist has looped 3 times and you didn't even notice because it's just easy to listen to music and you're not even really listening to it. So I don't know. That's the whole gripe I have with the whole thing, but I don't know how you could change that but I don't know. I feel like sometime soon we're gonna have a whole internet revolution of some kind. Otherwise, I feel like we'll all become zombies.
I think it's like it's like a couple years of kind of like there's always like a transition period, right? Because when this like social media stuff happens, I'm getting the burps. I noticed the same thing I felt like happened with SoundCloud, where there was a lot of garbage at the time, and it was getting really popular, and it kind of like transitioned away from that. Like I felt like artists took themselves more seriously. The SoundCloud rappers either kind of like vanished because they got irrelevant, or they improved and made way better music and actually worked harder on it. I'm not saying everyone from the SoundCloud era was not good, but there was a lot of bad stuff.
Those who survived, that's true. Those who survived did like have an inventive spirit, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they were good in the first place to stand out in that era, but they obviously like elevated way more afterwards. And I think it's the same. I think we're going through the same thing right now, where we're having people getting popular on like TikTok and things like that. But it's like we also need to see how they can improve past this. I'm trying to think of like a good example of people that were like this. I think Chapel Roan is a good one, where she's really popular on like TikTok and stuff, but I think she's genuinely really good. And I think she wasn't making music to be popular on social media like a lot of other artists are. She was making music that meant something to her and everything. And I feel a genuine vibe with her music. She's a really good. She's the first thing I can think of right now is that isn't making music for social media.
Right. Yeah, I do think that is one of the best examples. I do think there is another. So, like, I will say, I know there's that Jake guy on TikTok who's like super popular on TikTok. But I mean, I actually genuinely vibe with a lot of his music too. I feel like he is an artist and just found his little niche in like he did whatever he could to get it out there. I feel like there is also that kind of artist that
of course. I mean, it's kind of a necessity.
Right. And that's I hate that shit. It's so miserable. It's a miserable existence that you have to find some kind of that you got to put your mom, "Hey mom, produce this beat."
Yeah.
That's how you get but I can't really knock it.
I mean,
It
because
worked. And like I said, I think his music is pretty good. So
yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
he's someone I really like too. And yeah, because I guess it is hard to make that decision. Like, who is like you got popular on social media, but I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say. It's in my head, but like the intentions. It's hard to see what their actual intentions are. I guess is the best way to say it.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's any better than I say. I can just tell that his intentions were better. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good example.
No, I really think so. I really think part of what it is he was in that early TikTok space, and so that was a little bit before it got so oversaturated with. Hey, I wrote this song in the summer. Hey, I wrote this song in the summer. I wrote this song in the fucking. But I'm sorry, it just gets me so. And then I wrote the song in the summer in this genre. I wrote the song in the summer in this genre. I wrote the song in the summer. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate TikTok with a burning passion. I cannot open that app.
Follow Ace the Spaceball on TikTok.
Oh, it's the Spaceball on TikTok. But
And
is
also follow Midnight Mindset Pod on TikTok as well.
but the thing about it is also first of all, I don't post crazy ass shit to go viral on TikTok. I did once, one time, but I didn't think. I just thought it was a weird thing, and it did get a lot of views. But point being, my goal is not to go viral on TikTok. It's just to post, and I think you can see when it's people like that's their thing is that they have to get their music out there. I think that's a really real thing that you can see, versus some people do. I don't know how they crack into that industry plant shit when they're like, hey, I'm an independent artist and I just want you guys to hear this song. Bam! It's almost the only thing worse than that. Now I'm talking so much smack. It's kind of rude. But the only thing worse than that is the staged ass people walking down the street. Hey, put a verse on my song real quick.
I agree. That does bother me. It's just I'm tired. I agree. The social media has made like the way social media is right now with music. Everything feels so inauthentic. It just does not feel authentic. And
that's like the thing I don't understand is like that's how that's how YouTube started is because it felt more authentic than this mainstream media bullshit. Now I'm sounding a little, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like it sounded more. It seemed people could connect to the people online and see that they were just people in their bedroom, just like we are. Other motherfuckers, but now you can't do that and stick out, I guess. So
the problem is, and this is a crazy thing to bring up, so we don't have to go too into it. For this is a wrestling podcast at the end of the day, but I think at the end of the day, that's just how our culture is, and like everything has to end up being corporate. Even if you're not corporate, you have to feel corporate to get by, and I think that's probably. I don't want to make excuses, but I don't know if I could ever do that, and I think that's probably a big problem with with the platforms that I'm on, with everything. It's hard. It's hard to. I don't know. Maybe I just don't got that in me, you know. But it does feel like a lot of things are inauthentic. Now, I definitely know that there's people that are more authentic, but it feels like the people that I like connect with, like on YouTube and stuff like that, have been around for a while.
Yeah, so I will say I feel like YouTube's a little different. But now I won't say YouTube Shorts are, because the YouTube Shorts seem to be treating that like a fast track. But nobody's gonna go. Only a select few people are gonna go from your YouTube Shorts to your YouTube videos, where you actually make money. And the people that do, you have to have some really good YouTube videos and YouTube video ideas that you like put out, advertise basically in your YouTube Shorts for people to move from one place to another, right? But that being an option at all, I think just makes YouTube the better platform than TikTok. But also, I think I don't know if you've seen it recently, but I know on my YouTube homepage all the time I see motherfuckers with 10 views, 15 views, 100 views, and they got like 10 subscribers, 25 subscribers, 25K subscribers, like a lot like, smaller folks I see pop up on my homepage. And I love watching shit like that because it's like looking at people that are doing the hard work, you know, that haven't gotten there yet.
I can tell you, as a very small YouTuber, that is literally how I get my views, which is crazy because like I look at my analytics and it's like a small portion are subscribers, which you should subscribe to Midnight Mindset, to Mindset TW.
It might be a little late in the episode.
it's definitely a little late because we're way past my niche, but that's the thing is that's how I get discovered. Like you look at it and it's like a very small portion subscribes, and then it's like a rest are like home screen. Like people are watching because they just see it on their home screen, which is nice. And that's how I've subscribed to more people now than I ever have because I'm like, oh, this person seems they got the recommended stuff down lately, which is good. YouTube,
yeah.
I can't believe we're talking about this at this point. YouTube has become really good, and even for the smaller people, which I will say though, as a small YouTuber though, it sometimes frustrates me when I see someone with like their first ever video with like millions of views. All of a sudden, I'm like, why can't that be me? But he's having a conversation.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, but it is a good thing, and I think obviously you just have to know the game. And I've had way more success because of this. I feel like I have definitely. I have this to thank for everything because for years I've been doing this channel for 4 years.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
I think you also have yourself to thank because you do work very hard.
Okay, well, anyways, I've had this specific channel for 4 years. I've had this specific channel for 4 years, but like I've done YouTube stuff my whole life, basically. Like I've been trying to make it whatever. And yeah, it's not perfect. Like obviously I'm not monetized yet, which you should subscribe and watch my videos so I get monetized. But anyways, it's still though, like I have videos with like over 10,000 views. What? Like that's insane. And I think it really helps the way that they do it. And obviously I'm doing something right because they still watched it once they clicked on it. But yeah, it's insane. And I don't even know how we got to this because we were complaining about stuff all of a sudden.
We were just talking about social media in general and all that jazz. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's a very oversaturated place in general, and so it brings rise to a really gross side of humanity's need for attention, but it also shows off people's action like that. Like looked for in the right spot, it can show off people's passion in a beautiful way. So it has it's a double-edged sword, but we fell from music to from Kendrick Lamar's album to social media to to people being fake as fuck to social media to YouTube.
This definitely feels like the old days. I know no one here have most likely seen it, but it feels like the old days.
Man. Don't go watch it. Because it is still up.
I had to unlist it, remember? Yeah.
Secrets.
But maybe one day we'll see the light of day. But
maybe one day.
But yeah, it feels like the old days. Nonsense. Doesn't matter. This is why I didn't write. This is why I didn't do a doc because we never did docs before, and it made things so. Whenever we did docs, it made things so much worse and uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, we're just good at having conversations and rolling from thing to thing, but and having a doc sometimes makes it awkward because then you eventually have to switch from one thing to the other thing you have planned. And so unless you're really, really on the same page of, oh, this is how this is gonna go, which is a lot easier when you have one topic to stay on and talk about. So that it makes sense for this kind of podcast. Sorry guys, sorry to invade your airwaves, but
I think it's fine. I mean, because like, I never planned on this podcast being much, anyways. This is kind of like my like this one thing. I'm like, I really want to do this. I'm going to do it regardless. I'm going to talk. I'm going to be authentic. It's hard. The community, I guess, the content I make, I have a hard time feeling authentic in it, and that's, I guess, not authentic, but like being able to showcase myself, because I'm authentic. Obviously, I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. That's a thing, not the wrong thing to say, I guess. But yeah, and this is kind of my way of like getting to talk about myself, talk about other things. Even I have a hard time doing that sometimes. I like having guests. Julian, my co-host on 2 episodes, was supposed to be the co-host of the whole show. Is not here often, so.
just a busy guy. He's just a very busy guy.
But it's nice. I yeah, like I said, I just wanted to be a way to connect to the fans and everything, because I don't really have that. It's more just, especially right now with the new series, it's more just storytelling. I'm basically writing out scripts and telling stories where I'm not really talking about myself or anything. So, and if you're watching me talk in a podcast anyways, because the people that watch the actual content know I just ramble. So this is the rambling show. It doesn't matter what we actually talk about.
Hey, sometimes you just need a ramble, and it's fun.
I got like no friends. I got very little friends, so I gotta like talk to somebody, you know.
So it's yourself and a camera, huh?
Yeah, I feel like that's like
real.
that's how like I feel like that's how the most YouTubers start. They just don't have friends.
Yeah, no, I think that's another funny little internet thing that's coming up, is people are less and less friendly with each other in general. I think we don't talk to each other as much in general. We more spend our time with that online space. And so we definitely grow apart as human beings when we don't spend that time together. But it's another whole railroad that we don't gotta go.
But the thing is, though, we gotta look at the positive too, because like you do find that community online sometimes that you just can't, like, you don't have anyone that you can talk to. Like, I cannot.
That's true.
In my normal everyday life, I cannot sit and have a conversation with somebody about the current goings on in wrestling, the wrestling news. Even like my one wrestling fan friend, Julian, sometimes I talk to him and I'm like, he doesn't care. He just wants to watch the damn show. But like, there is that community. I mean, if I'm the way I am, there's definitely got to be some people that like love to hear.
Yeah,
like,
that's true too.
Like, that's the thing. That's the niche of my channel, really, at the end of the day, is people that like to know the business side of wrestling, which is why I play a business wrestling game. Like, I'm focused on the business aspect of wrestling when I play TW the way I do. I've been dabbling into the more storytelling aspect of the game, but I really am there for the business aspect, and it's maybe mentally insane niche to be into, but
no, I think everybody has their thing.
it's like a niche of a niche of a niche is
no, but that's the thing that gets you at least at the bare minimum, that's the thing that gets you started, is finding that niche of a niche of a niche that you find your little community in, and then from that your community grows, right? That's how building any kind of community works.
And if they're still here, which you're a real fan if you are here, for the TW fan base, the community to TW oh my god, the TW community, like, it's a great community. Like, no one, from what I've seen on my channel and other channels, there's no one that's really hateful. Like, it's very nice. And for being a wrestling fan base, that's surprising, because wrestling can be a very hateful community. So I'm really happy to be a part of it. I don't know what I was gonna say. Yeah, I'm really happy to be part of it. It's nice. I could be doing a lot worse of content.
Yeah.
Like, and I try to be pretty unbiased. Like the beginning of the episode, I talked about the Ricky Starks news, which it really upsets me. But sometimes there's things that happen, but I try to stay unbiased when it comes to, because tribalism in wrestling is a thing. I try to avoid being tribalistic. But
I think you just said also that this is the place where you're allowed to have some opinions.
That too. Yeah, I wouldn't talk about it on the normal videos. But yeah, it's hard, because I do have a hard time finding a voice to give opinions. But I think it's important. I genuinely think it's important. It's not, I like this wrestling company better than another wrestling company. I think somebody was wronged, and that needs to be fixed. Like, it needs to be fixed. I definitely think, I'm a wrestling fan, so I want wrestlers to be happy and get the support that they deserve and not be treated poorly. So I think that's ultimately, I think, what wrestling fans need to focus on. And I don't like this company, so they're terrible. Everything's terrible, but I think we need to focus on the wrestlers more than we do what company you like the more. And I think, which is why you would see me as more of a WWE fan than an AEW fan, just because of those reasons. But that's it. I don't know. We're everywhere.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a move, bro.
Is there anything going on that you would like to talk about? This is like,
well, first of all,
NPR feeling now.
First of all, give me a second, because I need a quick break from this thing.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, Santa night riding high, dropping gifts from the sky. To the naughty kids, he says, nah, nah. And to the good ones, yeah.
That's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you check out Ace the Space Boy on pretty much all platforms, right?
Right now, mostly just SoundCloud. But on Instagram, yeah. On TikTok, yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I'm not really super social media present at the moment, but that will change. But yeah, no, thank you for having me.
It was a good time.
I haven't talked to you in a while, so yeah.
And I hope we can do this again. It was fun. I don't. This is kind of the whole point of this podcast, to kind of just go off topic and talk about stuff like that. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.